Okay.
Yes,
If you have
it's running.
let's see if you let's just see if you hear it. Let's do a test run for a few seconds here.
Hello, can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? Tommy, can you hear me? I don't know. I don't know.
Could you hear him say? Yeah, but could you hear him say? Oh, no, not now. When he said.
All right. Okay. All right. Can you hear me now? צדיק.
שים את האוזן שתשמע אותו עונה לך.
אני שומע. Why don't you put it on speaker?
Why? He just needs to hear you.
No, but it's probably more sensitive when it's on speaker. Might be. Okay. So we're holding Ilchot. You did. Okay, good. We're holding by Ilchot Tefilin Halacha Daled.
Yeah, maybe take the speaker off. You can hear all the noise on the other.
Yeah, but he's putting it on mute. And he's
Okay.
earphones.
All right. So we're holding by Ilchot Tefilin Halacha Daled, and we talked about. We're in the middle of Siman Hey. כי כמו שמאמין שכל המחלוקת לצדיקים אמיתיים הכל בשביל תיקונוי. The very same way that he believes that the מחלוקת between tzadikim is for his own תיקון, כי באמת אלו ואלו דברי אלוקים חי, because in truth both אלו ואלו both side of the disagreement, so to speak, are דברי אלוקים חי, והמריבי רק בשבילו, and the argument is only for your sake. כמו כן צריכים להאמין שכל מיני הכלים שבלב, the same way you have to believe that all kinds of twistedness in your own heart, which is an ishtalshalos, a manifestation of one thing after the other, the akvama shebalev has a sheresh in the kedusha, has a root in the kedusha, because you know the ra is actually ishtalshalos from the dinim. The ra is how would you say ishtalshalos?
Unfolding.
Dwindling.
Unfolding.
Unfolding. All right, that's not bad. Any other?
Domino effect.
Not really, because domino effect is unfolding. It's okay. We'll have to think about this, but it's important. It's an important concept that we need to describe properly. So, Mimele, the Ra in this world is not something that has its own metzias. What it is, it's a progression that comes out as things, you know, manifest themselves down from the sheresh, from the root of the gevuros. Gevuros is if you can, Shlomo, close the door. The Ra is something which is necessary. It is merkava latov. It is a chariot for the good. I heard a wonderful remez for this by Rav Ofer Gisin when he was learning Sipurei Masiyot, the story of the exchanged children. As you might remember, in that story, when they find themselves, they end up in the house of the men of the forest, and they hear this noise throughout the night, and in the morning they hear a laughter that is like covering the entire reality. So they asked the the men of the forest, they ask him, what is this laughter that is shaking the entire reality? So he tells them that this is the day laughing from the night. He says, in the morning, the night is asking the day, why when you come I have no name? So the day doesn't answer, just laughs, and then it becomes day. And later on, and they notice that the roar of the animals, all the balagan that the animals are making, is actually a fantastic melody. When they come to his house, they can hear it. And he tells them that this is the nigun that the animals do l'chvod the moon. It says because the sun is giving the moon a new malbush, a new garment. So the animals, this is mostly their business hours are at night. And so the moon is doing them great favors.
I'm closed.
Yeah. And the moon is doing them a favor because the moon is illuminating it for the animals, so the animals can get anywhere. So they make a nigun for the lavona that the sun has given it a new lavush. So he has an interesting take on this whole mahalach, and what he's saying is that at first when you look at it, what the moon is saying, and I'm sorry, what it has to do the day or the night, the question of the night and what the day answers. The day doesn't answer the night anything; it just laughs, and then it becomes day. It's just basically that's the first limud that the tzaddik teaches his people, that the ra, the night, the darkness, has no metzias of its own. It's only an absence of light. The minute you bring a little bit of light, you bring a match. You light up a match. A night of miles and miles and miles. Just bring a little match, and boom, the darkness recedes. So there is no metzias of night. There is no metzias of choshech. There is no metzias of bad. It's just an absence of good. That's all it is. So first of all, because the thing is that us in our time, in probably the biggest disease that modern people suffer from is anxiety. How it's going to be, and how it's going to be, and how it's going to this, and how it's going to that. And even if when you learn the story of the exchange children, you see that up to a very, very late stage, the true prince, who's basically each and every one of us, and the true, son of the shifcha, of the maiden servant, who's also each and every one of us. The question: who is the one who's ruling the roost? Who's the one that is being made king? But throughout the story, he is consumed with fear and worries and complaints and like, hey, what's happening with that? It's all messed up. If this is like this, of course it's not fair. Everything is not fair. He doesn't find himself a home. Everything is not fair. It's just not right. And therefore he goes away and he puts himself into drinking and into whoring and whatever it is that he puts himself into. The minute that he meets the true tzaddik, he already met the man of the horse, which is the one he was exchanged with, but neither of them knows that. He meets the man of the forest. The minute he meets the man of the forest, he also finds a sack of bread and the other one becomes a slave. In other words, reality was already rectified. The only thing is he just doesn't know it. The minute you come to the tzaddik, you haven't spoken to him yet, nothing. The tikkun is already there. What you still don't know, which is ultimately is the cognition that you know that everything is already right. The first shi'ur that you have to find from, the first lesson that you have to learn from the tzaddik is that darkness has no mamashas. Darkness is here in order to serve the good, to be the tool to carry the good. Later on, they realize that they sink to the quality of what the light can do, because the chomer of the Levana is chomer av. The Levana is basically, pretty facultic gray dust. This is all the Levana is. Just gray dust. That's all it is. But you take a look at the moon at night, and you see it's white, right? It's like beautiful. It's like it's but it is not. The light does not belong to the moon, right? This is the lavush that the sun is giving to the Levana. That it gives the Levana. When you get the light, when you reflect the light of the Chokhmah Amitit, suddenly even a thick chomer starts shining. This is the levush that the Chama made to the Levana. It gave it light. It gave it the Chokhmah, it gave it light. Now it can shine. But the thing is that when you live in your fears and your heart is twisted and the light of the Chokhmah does not shine to you, to mevatel yodah, to know that elu ve'elu dvar kul chayim, that when you see machlok bekedusha, you don't go in there. And one of the real lessons about machloket de kedusha is that when you look at it, the first impetus is no, but not that. That's not what Rabbeinu means, machloket de kedusha. Not that. This, he's a son of a gun. He is no. That he doesn't mean that. We find that this is one of the most constant traits when you get into avodat kedusha. When Rabbeinu says that you can come back from every madrega, no matter what, the Yetzer Hara says, yeah, but not from mine. Mine is this is too much. When it has to do with machloket de kedusha, yeah, but this is not it. He's really wrong. He, especially if he's cholek on me. When they're cholek on one another, no meile, maybe I can be objective. But when he's cholek on me, elu ve'elokim chayim, no way, Jose, forget about it. Forget about it. In other words, the principle is right, except in my case. This is where the Yetzer Hara comes in. This is when the bitul needs to come in.
That's why he tells us, Davka Bishvili. Right?
Yeah, Bishvili, Olam Nirah Bishvili. And it always comes in such a way that you should always have the Bechira. Rabbeinu says that in Torah Vav that Iker Tshuva, the main principle of Tshuva is Yishma Bizyono Yidom V'Ishto. A person should hear his own bizayon, his own humiliation, and keep quiet. Realize this is my averis, and this is good for me, and this is cleansing me. So you go to shul, and you're like totally ready. Now if this guy's going to come with him, he's just like, hey, what are you doing? I'm going to go, I've got, If this guy's going to come to me, I'll feel like I really wanted to iron, but I'll keep my mouth shut. And I'll be mekayves, I'll be zeichel l'tshua. And then you come home, and your wife says, where's breakfast? What's wrong with you? Your wife says, you're throwing your stuff all over the place. What's wrong? And you open up, Yishma, yeah, but not from her. From The guys in shul, or then you're talking about my wife.
The guy goes, does
You know, that punk that parks in my parking space. You know, that schlub that works in the pizza store. He, in other words, everything that the Rebbe says, all these principles, when it comes l'maisa, it always seems to be that this is the Yotzei Min HaKlal. This is not what the Rebbe meant. And you have terutzim from now to kingdom come. Why? Listen, this is not. And I have rayas.
Like a special shiur for that.
What?
You make a special shiur.
Yeah. yeah. You have a raya. You have rayas. Why? This is not it. This is korach. This is korach. He's a liar and a cheat. And this is korach. This. Everything else is that. This no. And it's a common denominator. And the thing is, the Rebbe says the main thing is שמאמין שכל המחול של הצדיקים הכל בשביל התיקון שלו. Because the entire world was created for you. And he says, and that when you get to that madrega, even the twistedness of your own heart, that a person can suddenly find himself falling into deeds that are really not nice. And I mean, really not nice. And sometimes it can be really, really not nice, or even really, really, really not nice. Or maybe in another really not nice. As many not nice as you want to put in, this is as many mice as, you know, a person can fall in. And there is a Yetzer Hara to say that, you know, that that's not part of the equation here. He says, when you get to this madrega that you believe, even the twisting of your heart is actually an indicator for you to call you back. He says, because the twisting of the heart is actually a manifestation of the original machlokes de kedusha. The twisting of the heart that leads you to where it leads you to do things that you shouldn't have done. They want to push you away, forget about it. You're overboard. That's the essence of becoming close to Hashem. Because being pushed away is the main tool of bringing you back. He says this is the way that after the person comes close to Hashem, because that's the only thing that gives a person any kind of indication how far he is from Hashem. I mean, putzi mutzi and hugs, it's very nice. You need it when you come back, and every once in a while you need it, whatever it is. But someone needs to show you where you're really holding, you know? So every once in a while, the only way that you can show is when you fall into something, you're like, whoa, I thought I was beyond that already, man. What's wrong with me? I was like, no, what's wrong with you is that this is the real you. It's a little bit of the real you. Just a little glimpse, a little remez, you know, and a hint of who you really are. And dafka, when a person sees, goes to Chachkusa Hashem Yisborach, וכל מה שראיו יסק שבלב, the more that he sees that his house is twisted, הוא שומע בכל פעם על ידי זה תוכח חיים. He hears from this, דווקא, every time he hears an admonishment of life, שמשמיעין או יסוי על ידי זה תוכח על שפוגם בטיפו מייחוי, that he's been admonished of the fact that he has blemished and he has damage in his brain drops. Kim love. If it, we'll get there. Don't worry about it. Well, this entire thing is nekudot tovot. This entire thing is nekudot tovot. You're using, it's like judo. You're using the power of your opponent to defeat him. That's right. You're using his koyach to actually defeat him. This is you're learning tactics of war. It says, that's the thing that enables you to do tshuva, because from all kind of twisting of the heart you hear admonishment of life, and that in itself straightens out the crookedness of the heart. That kind of shocking instance, like boom, you're like, wow, I can't believe that I did that. Whoa, man, this is like, דהיינו שיודע שעל ידי המחלוקת שבין צדיקים אמיתיים בשבילו. That you know that the machlokes between the true tzaddikim is only for you. שעל ידי זה זוכה להבין שכל הקמומיוס, and through this, you זוכה to understand that all the twistedness is to remind you and to show you just how damaged you are. כדי שיזכה לשוב על ידי זה, you'll be זוכה to make tshuva on this. וזה מבחינת תפילין. This is the meaning of תפילין, מבחינת שין של שלושה ראשים, שין של ארבעה ראשים. שזה מבחינת אלו ואלו כמחיים. You have one side is שין of שלושה ראשים, and this is, this is the, and שין של ארבעה ראשים. שין של ארבעה ראשים is when you have the Chochma Bina and Gvuras Chasadim, and this is before the Tikkun, and then you have Chochma Bina Das. This is Shin Shel Shloisha Roshim, where the Chasadim and Gvuras are combined to make up the Das. So this is how you have Shin Shel Shloisha Roshim, Shin Shel Arba Roshim. So which one is right? It's Shloisha Roshim, Arba Roshim. This is not Elu ve'Elu v'Kimchaim. These are both Elu v'Kimchaim. וזה בחינת תפילין על אור בהמה, סעיף ו'. וזה בחינת תפילין על אור בהמה. This is the tefillin that are written on the skin of a behema. שזה בחינת גאה חייס קנה, chase away, scold, the animal of kane. Chayas kane, you're talking about an animal of kane, is a bchinas behemius. This is the animalistic aspect of people, because we are all basically animals with neshama.
Is that what it means? Kane?
Read.
Milulit.
Kane is both, chayat kane is chazir ya'ar, that eats reeds. This is a wild boar that eats the reeds. Gachayat kane means that to chase away the sow of Esav, and Esav mishal lechazir. Chayat kaneh basically means chazir ya'ar, that eats bamboos, reeds, whatever. As a chayat kaneh is a b'chinas behemius. We are all animals with neshama. That's what we are. And the thing is, what we need to do is we need to cancel out.
So we're all neshamas that are clothed with
Okay. It says by taking the skin of an animal, you dafka take the behaviors. You dafka take that low aspect, and you work it up to become tefillin. It's very much like we said. You take the twisting of the heart, which is in itself a bad thing, and you use it as an indicator, as a tool with which to make tshuva. וכותבים עליו פרשה של התפילין, you write on it the parshas of the tefillin. There's a machni b'chinas behemis. This is how you actually break down the animalistic aspect of it. B'chinas chayas kana, the reed animal. You do it through a different kind of reed. Kaneh is because kneh, purchase, obtain. Kneh chochma, kneh bina, the kedusha. Through the Reb Nosson always said that עשה לך רב וקנה לך חבר. You should make yourself a rav, and he says קנה לך חבר, and if you don't have a חבר, you don't have a friend, it's קנה לך חבר. Connect yourself to the kana, to a pen, and write chidushim. Write and write and write.
Who says that?
No.
קנה חוכמה, קנה בינה זה קדושו, שזה בחינת הקונה שכותבים בתפילין. קנה חוכמה is the pen with which to read, with which you write that film. Originally, the pens of Seifrim are kane. שהוא בחינת קנה חוכמה זה קדושו. It's not a coincidence. That is the thing that they used, they used to write. זה בחינת הכסב, and this is the actual כסב itself. שהיא בחינת אש שחורה על גבי אש לבנה. And so when we're talking about the כסב of the film, so the Yalkut Shimoini is says that we're talking about a black fire upon white fire, which means that the dio is the black fire. That's what the blood has to be. The dio has to be. The ink has to be totally black, and the parchment. The parchment is supposed to be white. This is esh choyro agabe esh lavana. Now we're talking about, with both cases, we're talking about fire, which means we're talking about gvuros, right? We're talking about. So the tzimtzum is done through the gvuros. This is when the principle of this Torah, that what is the thing that begins the whole process of the tikkun, where the sound comes up to the mind, reverberates in the mind, and comes down to your heart in a thunderous voice that snaps your heart from its shtuyot and reminds it, there's actually a life going on. This is a serious matter. Every single day you die. And then the last day is going to come. You like it, you don't like it, it's coming. So you might as well do what you need to do and snap out of your petty arguments and disagreements and binyonis. Just do what you need to do. This is when that voice comes out. It comes out from the gvuros. And it hits the rain clouds, which is the moichin. That's the whiteness of the brain. This is black fire upon white fire. Because the sound that comes out from the gvuros, that is the aspect of gvuros as we know. That voice that comes out of the gvuros, it hits the rain cloud, the whiteness of the brain. That's the media upon which the ksav is being written on. Is black fire on white fire. And this is how you make film.
That's the act of the kulmus touching the cloth. Yo and the kulmus is now hitting. That's the gvuros.
That's what the Rebbe says. That's what the Rebbe says. You have tcheles. The tcheles is
it. Just the application of the impact of the yo and the kulmus hitting the cloth.
But these are the two separate things, because when the dio is on the cloth afterwards, it's also esh choyro gabe esh lavana. It's not only when it hits, but when it hits, that point in time, when it hits, is the in of tcheles. And the Rebbe says dafka when the kulmus goes into. So let's not mix it up together. He says that when you have esh choyro al gabe esh lavana, azay nasim natfil nasim me'oir behema p'nas kosmos oil be'alef. This, instead of taking kosmos oil with, from leather, be'ain, says b'sefer Torah shel Reb Meir, it says kosmos oil be'alef. Levushim, garments of light. שזה בחינת תפילין שמאז אור הפונים. שופרי דה יעקב, כן, שופרי דה אודום, שהיה קודם אחרת. The visage, the light coming out of the face of Yaakov is like the light that's coming out of the face of Odom Arishon, שהיה קודם אחרת. This was before the chet. שאז היה מאיר אור גנוז שבע סיומים. That light that was actually shining, that is the light, the concealed light, in the first 7 days of Bereshis. This is garments of light with aleph and not with ayin. You take the ayin, you take the oil, you take the leather of the behema, and you elevate it through the process of ibud and the writing of the film. You make it from kosnos oil be'ayin, you make it from kosnos oil be'aleph. When the kosnos, where the garments are actually the things that enable you to perceive b'chlal the chokhmah. Because the Chokhmah itself, our Rebbe says in Torah Aleph, it's Ur Gadol Me'od. It's tremendous light, which means it's extremely abstract. We don't have any achiza in that Bechlal. As we said, as the Baal HaTanya calls it, putting your hand inside your brain and touching a thought. It's like, so you have the Koyach HaMedame, which is the Malbush, which is the garment, which is the container that receives the light, that you can have some fathomability, you can grab onto it, you can do something with it. This shikin, this messenger, this ambassador of yours, of the Gashmias, to receive the Seichel, which is totally abstract, is the Koyach HaMedama. That's the reason it has to be so. Koyach HaMedama is the Koyach HaBehemius, because the Behema also has a Medama. You're supposed to take it just to cleanse it, you're supposed to purify it. And with this, once you purified it properly, Dafka, the leather itself, becomes a tool with which to receive the light. So it turns from garments of leather, of skin, into garments of light. The light themselves enables you. Dafka de Levana, that its chomer is so thick, just gray dust. That's basically what it is. When the light hits it, it becomes an illuminator. It enables life at night. Same thing is over here. The Medama is clean, the Medama is clear the way it's supposed to be. It enables you to have light at night. When you're confused, when things are not going your way.
What cloth does the Behema have? You said the Behema has Medama?
A Medama, yes, of course. Also because where food is, it has some cognition. It's not a seichel, it's a Medama. It's a way to...
It's nothing.
No, it's not nothing, because otherwise the Behema would die right when it stands. How does it go where to go to what to eat, and how to hunt, or the instincts is the Medama that it has.
Yeah, but you can see the animals even have dreams. Just watch it sleep, it's dreaming.
I don't know.
Apparently they do the same things that human beings do.
I don't know. I have guinea pigs at home, and I see every once in a while they're twitching in their sleep, they're probably chasing dogs. Well, I don't know. I've never been inside their heads.
You hear them barking, you hear them they're running, they're doing stuff that...
That's within their context.
Yeah, but the point is that this may very well be us. First of all, the Chalomis dreams are from the Medama. That's another. But more than that, it might very well be us projecting our own humanness on them. He's cute, he's smart, he's this, he's that, he's a dog. Yeah, but it's different, it does
He's a smart dog.
He's a smart dog, it's not he's a genius for a dog, he's a genius, forget about it. It's like a...
No, my point is saying he has a seichel like that, so I'm saying...
So it's all Chinas Medama.
He went to dog magnet school.
It's not seichel, it's not reasoning. זה בחינת תורתו של רב מאיר היה כתוב בקוסמוס הרבה א', and this is the Torah of Reb Meir that it was written there, kosmos are garments of דווקא אור באלף, כמו שהוא חז"ל, כי רב מאיר, what was Reb Meir? Why is it called Reb Meir? That wasn't his real name. Reb Meir היה מאיר אין לחכם במלאך, his name was because he illuminated the eyes of his friends, the minds of his friends בהלכה. מפני מה לא קבוע הלכה כמו זה, so why don't we paskin halacha k'Reb Meir, even though Stam Mishnah is Reb Meir. But where it actually says Reb Meir, the halacha is usually not kamoisai. It says, where לא עמדו לך מסולש, דאיתו שהיה אומר, על תום את תורו ומראה פונים והיה מתאר שיש בכאן טעמים. That he would call the Tomei, would say that it was pure, and he was turning it around from a perspective that you'll see that it is Torah, and he was Metad Sheretz in 150 reasons. Nimtza Reb Meir, so you can find Reb Meir had a das v'asaga shel Prince Machlokes the Kedusha. Reb Meir was holding already, he understood the two sides of the halacha, of the Machlokes. Because Elu ve'elu d'Elokim Chaim. Both ways are d'Elokim Chaim. Even though one of them is saying it's tumadik and the other one says that it's pure. He says that both sides of machlokes are right. And on the Tomei, he will say what's tor. That's the reason why they couldn't possibly fathom, the end, the beginning of the das of the male. Because it is impossible to perceive that kind of das at all. Because we live in a world, as we said, a couple of shurim ago, we live in a world that the Kodesh Baruch Hu gave us a people operating system. The Windows 8 of people is called logic. Okay, and logic says when there's a machlokes between one of them, one of them is wrong, inevitably the other one is wrong. This is how our logic works.
Syntax error. Error.
Yeah, it's just no way. And if the other one is right, this one is wrong. There's no way, because this is how
possibly be right.
Yeah, this is because our mind is based on an operating system of logic, but the MS is way beyond logic. He says that beyond the realm of logic of das is the inyan of Elu ve'elu v'kim chayim. You can have two opposing opinions, and they are both divrei Elokim chayim. They're both words of a Kodesh Baruch Hu. They're both right. That's right. And there is now this losid lavoy v'chulei v'chulei. ואי אפשר להשיג את das deklat. It's impossible to perceive this das. This is exactly the reason why kosmos oil be'alef. The dafka in Israel was written kosmos oil, leather, garments of light. Kosmos oil, the garments of leather of skin. This is what the strife kayedua. How did the garments of skin come about altogether? When Adam and Chava were in Gan Eden, they were undressed. There was no problem with that. So when did the need for the garments of leather, of skin, came about? After Chet Hadat, Chet Etz Hadat Tov Ra. Tov Ra is machlokes. That's machlokes. So as a result of the machlokes, came the levushim of the thick levushim of leather, the thick levushim of skin. But when you go beyond the machlokes, both sides of the machlokes, then what you have is kosmos oil. Then the garment itself is garments of light, which is pchinas the levushim, of Adam Rishon before the chet. Because la'olam a person has to receive a Kodesh Baruch Hu through levushim. Because even all Ein Sof is a creation. Kodesh Baruch Hu is way beyond that. So but it's a very, very fine, very ruchnisdik levushim. Like they say that olam ha'atzilus is iu v'galmo echad. This is the olam ha'atzilus. The Arizal, the Zohar Kodesh says this keu kamtza the iu v'levushay minei, that arba, that locust, that the body of the locust and the skin of the locust are actually one thing. That the skin is a thickened body, inside of the body. The iu v'levushay minei. This is the ear on the story, so the kelim, that the kelim are also made of light, but a congealed light, a thickened light. This is how you make the Kodesh Baruch Hu put the light in, and he took it out, and from the Rishimu, it becomes the kelim, and for the light. So we're talking about the olam ha'atzilus. It says olam ha'atzilus is kula elokus, is total godliness, and the kelim over there are really lights themselves, but compared to the lights that shine into them, they're still kelim. So the meaning of Atzilus is Lishon Etzloi, that the Olam Atzilus is by Kodesh Baruch Hu. It's like the closest thing to him Kiviyachol. It's in of Kosnos Oyer Be'alef. This is garments of light. That's the kelim of Adam Rishon that he perceived the Kodesh Baruch Hu before the Chet. After the Chet, no shine, no. What can you do? Now you have to bring a bulldozer and start shoveling. You know, this is kosmos oil. This is garment of skin. Then you have to start, you know, using sick imagination. You know, the behaviors, that trait that even a behemoth has. You know, the koyach hamadama. With this, you can start perceiving. You have to cleanse the madama and clean it and clean it and clean it. This is where you see the process of the making of the film. It starts with cleaning and cleaning and cleaning.
Thinking of what?
Of film, pashas. You have to take the skin and you have to scrape it and you have to clean it and you have to purify it. You have to do all that process until it is right to write on it. This is the remes of bira medame until the medame can become a esh levana upon which you can write the esh chayra and be masig das elokim. זה בחינת, כי הוא קוסנוס אויר, זה בחינת מחלוקס כידוע. The garments of leather is מחלוקס. שומעים שהבחינת עץ הדעת עבירה, that comes from the מחלוקס of that it came to existence from מחלוקס הדעת עבירה. כי קוסנוס אויר, because garments of leather, זה בחינת הבדולה. What is kosmos oil? That separates, you know, the body from outside the body. This is avdola, this is separation. That's the thing that begins the machloikis. But when you achieve that das, that there is such a thing called machloikis shebekdusha, this is an argument which is totally bekdusha. Meaning that you know when you believe that both, you know, both opinions, both sides are really developing chaim. As animta kol mina machloikes and all kinds of strife, all kinds of disagreements are being reconciled. This brings about that the garments become, instead of leather, it becomes ore, light. Because that kind of das that realizes that two opposing opinions can both be right. That's the light, that's the seichel of that was shining in the world in 7 days of Bereshis. That's on the film itself. There's one shin of 3 heads and one of 4 heads. This is the 7 heads. It comes to tell you this is the Shiva and Bereshis. If Shalasig Das is the cloud, it's impossible to realize this Das cloud. It's very interesting. When we learned before it was filmed about this Das of Shin Shel Shlosha Roshim Shel Das Roshim, before we talk about the Ora Hava, and now we talk the Ora Yira, right? This when we spoke about the Ora Hava, we started with the 3, and then we progressed to the 4 Roshim. You remember?
I wasn't here.
Well, that's an excuse, but you're not from here. You got to know from your mother that you were absent. No, I think you were here. This is still from before. That he says he also brings all kinds of examples of 7 days. That's the first 3 days and then the 4 days. There's the Shiva, the first 3 days that is most, the Evel is most severe, then the 4 days is a progression of that. Shiva says the Ikar, the first 3 days and then the 4 days. And he brings about a few months when the first that comes the 3 and then comes the 4. This is when you come from the direction of Ahava. But over here, when we come from the direction of Yira, it's verkehrt. Really, it starts from the foreheads.
That's why the Tefilin of Rashi, the hairs come out closer to the side of Rishon, which is Ahava. And the Tam, it comes down to the side closer to the portion, which is Sada Yira.
I don't know. I don't know that it's saying is that. It's a machshava, it's interesting. But I'm just pointing out what Reb Nosson said, that it's interesting that over there was talking about the progression, that the 3 is the primordial, still undeveloped state, embryonic state, and the foreheads is, the progression, the completion. Whereas the Chokhmah Bina Das, and then the Das is split into Chasadim and Gvuras. Over here it goes verkehrt. The opposite. When the Chokhmah and Bina in Chasadim and Gvuras is the embryonic state, and when the Chasadim and Gvuras are combined to Das, that's the completion. It's very interesting.
What's the state? I understand the logic of Chokhmah Bina Das splitting into two Chasadim and two Gvuros, right?
Yeah.
That's logical according to the system. What's the Seder here?
It's just as logical because when
you
you
back up?
No, I don't know. Let's not. All we're saying here, we're just illuminating the point that he says that when in the lower das, yo man, either it's chasadim or it's gvuras. Decide, make up your mind.
Right.
But when you get into a higher das, it becomes one.
So it's the same model. We're just commenting.
And it's just the other direction. It starts from 4 to 3, and here it's come from 3 to 4.
Right.
So it's just, and it's interesting. The other one is the progression of the ahava, and over here is progression of the year. It's just, I don't want to say too many theories about this, because inevitably I'm going to say something that I haven't got a clue what the heck I'm talking
You say
about.
progression of year. Are you going from 3 to 4 or 4 to 3?
No, here he's saying this is that
3 to
4
4?
to 3.
4 to 3.
4 to 3.
Yilad's
Zero.
4 to 3.
Yes.
Okay.
3 to 4 is a hava, and 4 to 3 is the year. It's forget to say that maybe, I don't know. Listen, I'm starting to get into trouble because I'm going into areas I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. Sorry about that. Anyhow. It's impossible to get this das. This is the tzaddikim will get it. The mayor that attained that level of awareness and level of knowledge, this is where the strife of kedusha, you already realize everything is one. This way, in his Sefer Torah it was written Kosnos Oil with the letter Aleph. This is the tefillin that are written on skin. In Aleph, garments of leather. In Ayin, you're doing Kosnos Oil be'Aleph. You're doing garments of light. The main tefillin you do dafka from a skin of a behemoth. The tefillin is tremendously exalted and high mentalities. That's the hidden light. That's a light that cannot even be mislabish. It cannot be shrouded with anything and contaminate anything in this world. This is a disagreement of Kedusha. If anybody wants to come and says, "Okay, you know something? Whoa, give me a few minutes. I'll figure this out." He says, "He'll never come back. He will never be able to come back here. He will fade totally." From this it was said, that which is beyond you, don't try to fathom, don't try to break it down. Because you cannot perceive this das, you cannot attain this das. What you need to do, you need to rely on emunah. To believe in tzadikei emes, even though there's arguments between them. Even if the tzaddik emes, one tzaddik emes is cholk on your tzaddik emes, which you are from his camp. In which case, no, the other one is a liar. If he's cholk on my Rebbe, he's a liar. Like Rabbeinu told us that his uncle, the Baruch HaMezhibosh, had the machlokes against him for quite a while. And the Rebbe says, you're not allowed to think into this machlokes, he's cholok on him as a tzaddik. It's not, don't get into this. You're not allowed to think about it. There's an argument between them, there's strife between them. They are both divrei Elokim Chaim. That's the reason why it's filmed, which are a representation, and this worldly representation of this das that cannot even fit into this world. נכתבים על ידי אור בהמה דייקה, it's written דווקא on the skin of a בהמה. זה בחינת בני אדם שערומים בדעת, these are people who have a very very smart mind, שמשים עצמם כבהמה. They make themselves as dumb as an animal. שצריכים לשים עצמם כבהמה, you have to put yourself like a simple animal. It's like that לגמרי. Take your mind, put it, park it in the side, put money in the meter, and go on. כי אין לה שום דאס כלל, like you don't have any דאס. ולסמוך רק על אמונה, בישראל על די אמונה. ואזי נסדק כחמויך על זה, that's the thing that cleans out your mind, purifies your mind. וזויכה לבחינת תפילין, יזויכה to an aspect of תפילין שנעשים מאור בהמה דייקה. יזויכה to a תפילין that are written דווקא on a skin of an animal. ואזי נפשט כמו משבליבו, that's I think that straightens out the crookedness of the heart. כשקרוי אדם שיש לו הקמומץ בליבו, when a person sees that the heart is twisted, בפרט שיש לו חס ושולם, הקמום יזהר בליבו, his heart is twisted 9 ways to Sunday, and more, plus ma'am, plus VAT. And what? Yeah. Plus income tax. You have to put away your mind totally. As if he doesn't have any das בכלל. He will continue דווקא בתמימוס in simplicity alone. When you do this, this enables you to receive a whole different aspect of das.
That's the clean. That's the all.
Yes,
right?
yes.
That's the Viceroy in the story of the Lost Princess. He left the horse behind.
Yes. He had to leave everything behind. You're letting all this is you're to film. You're to mentalities, to comprehension, to attainment of awareness, which is extremely high. That it has to be written on a behemoth skin. It has to be written on a human being. It has to be. It's written on us. We are all this skin of behemoth that needs to the eshkara needs to be.